everybody doing? Alright. That was kind of weak. I'm gonna ask you one more time. I want more enthusiasm out of the crowd. Say, how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah!
Alright. God, I hate when presenters fucking do that. They ask the question twice trying to get the crowd amped up. There's only one person that's allowed to do that. The pirate in the SpongeBob intro. He has a monopoly on that. Another thing I don't like texting. Facebook messages, any kind of textual communication. It's kind of hard for me to read into the emotions and the sentiment behind it. Over spring break, I texted my friend I hadn't seen in a while. I said, hey man, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while, we should hang out and catch up sometime. And he said, dude, I hate you. I thought I made it abundantly clear that I never wanted to talk to you again. Stop texting me. Which, I don't know, I thought was kind of ambiguous. Does he want to hang out? Does he not? I don't know. You guys know the types of quotes you see on Twitter all the time? That sound a little deep if you're stupid. I saw one the other day, and it was, you like somebody for their attributes, but you love somebody for their faults. And I don't know about that Twitter. I've never met a girl and been like, I really like you because you're smart, you're funny, you baked me a tray of cookies yesterday, but I knew that I loved you when I found out about your rampant alcoholism. How you abuse alcohol and tear down personal relationships is such a turn on. How does everybody feel about boobs? Just kidding. Why? I don't get it. I don't get boobs. I understand what boobs are. They're mammary glands. But I don't get why we find them attractive. And I think humans are the only animals to find mammary glands attractive. I don't think bulls are out there looking at cows in fields. Oh man, that cow's got some pretty nice udders. I just want to mash them together with my hooves. I'm in a public speaking class right now, CAS, if you will. I don't like it. It's annoying. But at the beginning of the semester, I had to choose my topic. So I was like, I go camping, I'll talk about tents for 5 minutes, that won't be hard. But I had to make a tent design and give a 6 to 8 minute presentation on it. So I wanted to give it in a way that showed the whole class and the teacher that I don't care about the class at all. So my intro for the speech was, remember, it's about a new tent design. Everybody knows that iconic scene from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, where Han Solo has to save a freezing Luke Skywalker by shoving him into a carcass of a dead Tauntaun. That's kind of like my new tent design. They didn't think I was joking, they just thought I was a psychopath. I got a 97% on that. I said the phrases, my tent is small like the carcass of a dead Tauntaun. My tent is well insulated like the thick layer of blubber on the carcass of a dead Tauntaun. And I got a 97% on that speech. So yeah, I win. That's it. I don't get invited places a lot though. I am around people getting invited places a lot though. So I've become a bit of an expert at acting like I didn't hear plans being made that don't include me. That's it, that's what I do. You just swallow your sadness and get better friends. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at flirting either. I'm not good at flirting, but all my guy friends feel like they need to give me advice. for flirting, which is like, I don't want to hear it. Like, if I'm failing organic chemistry, I'm not going to hire a tutor who is also failing organic chemistry. But his mantra is like, no, I know what I'm talking about. I watch a lot of Breaking Bad. I'm not going to do it. While we're talking about me, when I was a kid, like 3, I was an inquisitive kid. I remember asking my mom, like, how do we know that a baby is a boy? And she was like, well, Chris, boys have wieners. And I was like, well, can't like a girl be born with a wiener? And she's just like, Chris, I don't know what you want me to say. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure like guys can be born without wieners, and like girls can be born with wieners. Guys, that's deep. I was 3 years old. I solved transgender theory when I was 3. Another question I asked when I was 3 was, what'll happen if I pee all over the wall instead of in the toilet? Turns out your mom gets really pissed off at you when you do that. So don't. Abstain from that. Transition. I really like peanut butter and jelly. I would say too much though. Like, I like peanut butter and jelly too much. Like, it's kind of an overstated cliche, but like if there's a girl, like a really sexy girl, like if Jennifer Lawrence is holding a peanut butter and jelly, and she's like, hey Chris, you can either have this peanut butter and jelly, or I won't murder you right now. I'd be like, whoa! How much peanut butter and jelly is on that sandwich? Let me check that out. What? There's hardly any peanut butter on it. No thank you, Jennifer Lawrence. This is a scam. So yeah, if you want to kill me, put a lot of peanut butter on a peanut butter jelly. I was in here the other day. I was bored, so I decided to give blood. I don't want you to get it twisted. That was the only reason I gave blood. Usually my excuse is like, I have to poop and I have class in 2 hours, but I couldn't use that. So I decided to give blood. Not a great pastime. I don't recommend it. I don't think I'm gonna do it again. Like, it went all right for a little bit, up until the point where like they strapped me down and they started taking my blood. Even that went all right for a little bit, and then I felt a sudden sharp pain, and I was just like, hold up, this should not be happening. So I looked down, and the needle had twisted almost. I know, this happened to me. I felt this. The needle had twisted completely sideways in my arm. So I was like, and then the blood taker runs over, and he's just like, whew, that's not good. And then he twists the needle back straight, and then he tapes it down. I was just like, okay, whew. That was rough. I'm a little paranoid now. I'm gonna watch for a while, and I swear this is 100% true. I watched the needle pull with such force that it pulled the tape off of my arm and pulled back straight again. I felt the pain again, and again I'm like, and then the blood taker comes over and he's just like, whew, that's odd. And then he twists it back straight again, and he's just like, son, you mind just like holding this for a little bit? And what I should have said was, I don't know, Mr. Blood Taker, I've already lost a lot of blood so far. I don't think that's a great idea. But what I did say was nothing, because I passed out. And when I came to, the guy was just like standing over me drinking a Dr. Pepper. The needle was still sideways in my arm. And he was just like, how you feeling? Bad. Very bad. I was also in the hub the other day. I hang out in the hub a lot. I'm a bit of a hubby, so to speak. But I had the rare privilege of listening to an interview take place in the hub. And one of the questions the interviewer asked was, if you could be any building or structure on Penn State's campus, what would you be and why? and I didn't hear the answer because I was laughing too hard. But it did remind me of a time fairly recently where I was in an interview, and at the end of the interview, the interviewer goes, "So do you have any questions for me?" And I was just like, "Yes, I do. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?" And she was like, "I'd probably be a whooping crane." I hope I don't need to explain to you why that's ridiculous, but I will anyway. She had that right on the tip of her tongue. She took a moment's hesitation and then blurted it out. She's thought about this before, guys. She wants to be a whooping crane. I don't know, if I could be any building or structure on Penn State's campus, I'd probably be that fountain that like shoots water 3 inches off of the ground. Because you know, I'm still struggling to find my purpose in life too. You guys know the campus preachers around? You got the Willard preacher, and you got, every once in a while, one pops up in the hub. I saw one by the hub the other day, and it kind of reminded me, it's kind of like Jesus sent his best friend to go and get his ex-girlfriend back in a relationship with him. Like the preacher's like, Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you so much and you don't even deserve it. You don't even deserve it, and Jesus loves you. And you know what? If you don't love him back, you can just go to hell. We've had a few good laughs tonight, I think. I think the inflection of your laugh really matters. Like, people text haha all the time, and like how you read the haha makes a huge difference in how it's interpreted. Like, it's universally accepted that if you put a B in front of the ahaha, then it's an uncontrollable laugh. Like, you tried everything in your power to not laugh, but you still ended up laughing. But for years, I thought people were just making sheep sounds on the internet. Like, you would put something funny on Facebook, and they're like, bah. I thought for years I was missing out on some inside sheep joke. And it's also universally accepted that if you put an MW in front of the ah, then that's a villain laugh. Somebody's laughing maniacally. But I don't know, if I'm like trapped by a villain, and he's like, "Chris, I finally got you. There's no escaping now. The world is mine." Wah-ha-ha-ha. I'd be like, who is this Woody the Woodpecker villain? He's not intimidating at all. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been a lovely audience. Yeah, I'm Chris from Second Floor Stand Up. Thank you.